It's that time again, and you all know what that means, a new deck list review. I'm BakuBrad96, and today I'll be bringing you a Aquos, Ventus, and Haos deck profile, obviously. This deck in particular doesn't have a strategy, as much as I just found it to be a neat combination. The Ventus Finica I haven't used on the channel. I haven't used my Haos Pincitar or my Aquos Krakonoid that much, so again, just a new combination, hopefully a new combination of Bakucrew, a new combination of cards in the deck profile, because I do like to keep everything new and exciting for my viewers. That being said, 90% of you watching are not subscribed, so go ahead and do me a favor before we get too far into this video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and go ahead and get on the Bakugan train, because I do upload daily Bakugan content, which includes deck lists, unboxings. I do have had a few rolling montages that I do want to do more of, and then monthly I do have giveaway raffles, assuming my subscriber goal has been met for that month, which there's no worries there because the Bakugan community is definitely shooting to the moon and just destroying all of the goals I have set. Currently speaking, as of recording this particular video, I think I'm at 229 subscribers, which is just astounding. Much less me getting to 100. I never thought I would get there. But then if you told me that I would be at almost 230 like a week or so later, I cannot believe it. I'm almost a little shaky, to be honest, because it is nerve-wracking, very nervous doing this, but it is certainly worth it. I'm happy all of you are liking the content, so let's get right into it. I do like to take a look at the lineup or the team first of all, then the core, then the Geogan, and then the actual deck profile. So, starting off right on top, we do have the Ventus Finica. It has an orange shield and a green fist core, B power of 600 and 5 damage. In my opinion, this is quite a vanilla Bakugan. It's not super weak, it's not super strong, it's right in the middle, which isn't a bad thing at all. And then we have our cute little baby green fox. I haven't picked up the Ventus Ultra yet, but I definitely want to. Next up, we have Haos Pincitar, has a magic shield and a flaming fist core, B power of 600 as well, and then 3 damage. So again, another very nice vanilla Bakugan, but this one has a much stronger core lineup, being the magic shield and the flaming fist, obviously. So here is Haos Pincitar. We do have the little manual feet, and the back piece that I can't decide if it's like more feet or a tail, because the tail's right here, so it's a little odd. But it does keep it balanced. Really cool. And then finally, the third Bakugan used is Krakonoid. It has a Helix core and a Green Fist core, B power of 300, 4 damage, and if it lands on a Helix, you are going to get plus 500 more B power. Sadly, the way I designed this team, you do only have the one Helix core, but hopefully that doesn't hurt the deck too much. I might make a straight Helix deck for Krakonoid in the future, but as of right now, just this deck profile is planned. And there we have Aquos Krakonoid. Definitely looking like a Kraken. So the core lineup, it's a little different than I normally do, but not too much. So the Green Fist I use, I do have the plus 3 damage, just different core. I'm sure everyone was tired of me using the plus 150 B power and then plus 2 damage, so I thought I would run that one around for a little while. The Helix being used is plus 300 B and then plus 3 damage. I didn't want to use any of the others because I didn't want to take a minus off of B power or damage either way. The Flaming Fist, we are going for max damage with the plus 6 variant. And the last two slots being the Orange Shield and Magic Shield, I am, believe it or not, using 2 Trap Core. So the Orange Shield is minus 300 B power, and the Magic Shield is the minus 500 B power. So that might also be a mistake as well, But again, I do want to use different cores. I don't want to keep using the same cards, the same core, the same Bakugan over and over again, because that's just boring, and no one wants to watch that. So, gotta keep it different, gotta try new things. Even if it hurts the deck, you still have to give it a whirl. Alright, so the Geogan I use are 2 eggs in a pyramid. That's it, there you go. 2 eggs in a pyramid. Alright, so onto the deck list. No, I'm joking. Just joking. Thought that would be funny. No, so the Geogan used, first off, we'll take a look at Haos Mutasect. 1 energy for a B power of 800 and 6 damage. If it lands on a green fist, you are going to get +3 Frost Strike, but you definitely don't want to do that with this deck necessarily, because you want to pick up that B power option. 800 on a Geogan is kind of low, but being a turn 1 play, I figured it would make up for it. That's the hope anyway. I always say that's the hope. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge play group where I'm at, so I can't test out the decks as much as I would like to, but here is the Haos Mutasect. I'm starting to build quite the Wasp family up. I don't think I have all yet, though. I do run the Ventus, so 3 energy for a B power of 1100 and 8 damage. If it lands on a Flaming Fist, you're going to get +4 more damage. If it lands on a Helix, you're going to get +200 B power and Shadow Strike. So very good. And believe it or not, this particular deck does have access to all the core for the Geogan, so you do get to have both of their effects go off, or whichever one you want, depending on how you drop it. Here is the Ventus Mutasect. And then finally, of course, being Aquos Stardox. 4 energy for a B power of 1400, 5 damage, 4 Frost Strike, and if it lands on a Magic Shield, you are going to get +5 more damage, and that's just nice, because that's going to bring your damage total up to 10. That's good. And here is my Battle Damage Stardox. For those of you watching who haven't heard this story before, first got it, first used it, dropped it a card length above the matrix, and the little arm broke, so I did have to glue it back onto the little peg here, so it doesn't really do what it's supposed to. So, Battle Damage, Aquos Stardox. Nothing Super Glue can't fix, usually. Alright, so get a little adjusted off screen here. Now, onto the deck profile. So, starting off with 2 Aquos Bright Beams, 1 energy for +2 damage, and you get to draw a card. After that, Crushing Shadows, 1 energy for +200 B power, and 1 Frost Strike. I promise this isn't another Frost Strike deck. It is pure coincidence they all have that ability. Then Deep Dive. I know everyone's seen a lot of this lately, but it's a reroll card. I mean, can you blame me? 1 energy to draw a card, and you may reroll your Bakugan. I sure hope no one blames me, because that's just a good card. Like, why not run it? And then G-Force Drop, 1 energy for -300 B power, and Scan, because you need those defenses. Can't always rely on flip cards. If you're like me, you draw your flip cards anyway, so it doesn't do any good. Then Baku Fetch, 2 energy for +4 damage, and then you get to draw 1 for each Baku core attached to that Bakugan. Important wording there. 2 Chomping Tornado, 2 energy for +500 B power, 2 for 5, gotta dig it. Flash Attack, 2 energy for +5 damage, same idea. I swear I've said that before too. Because Chomping Tornado wasn't enough, you wanted to get around the whole 3 of ruling. I do have 2 Scarf Strike, 2 energy for +500 B power, so it's literally the same thing as Chomping Tornado, but in a different faction. It's pretty cool. If you find cards like that, you don't have to worry about the 3 of rule, because if you use 2 of each, or 3 of each, you could have 6 of the same card, as long as, different faction, different name. Top level plays right there, 200 IQ thinking. Then Solar Wings, 2 energy for almost misspoke there. So, Solar Wings is 2 energy for -5 damage, and then if you energize this from your hand, you may pay 2 energy to draw a card. So yeah, just minus the damage off an opponent's attack, team attack or otherwise. Flip Strike, 3 energy for plus 700 B power. Sonic Aura, 3 energy for plus 6 damage, and you get to scan. Got some debuff going on with Vicious Defense. 3 energy for minus 200 B power and minus 6 damage. So taking a huge chunk of damage out of, well, in mind a team attack or just a straight attack from a Bakugan is really good. Then we do have Hook Trap to just cover our defenses some more. 4 energy to give a non-Aquos, non-Ventus Bakugan minus 1200 B power. Of course, I know if you're going against an opponent with Aquos or Ventus, this isn't going to help you at all, but, you know, it does otherwise. Those big B power gains with Stardock's Eye Blast, 4 energy for plus 900 B power. Multi-Strike is a 5 energy cost Baku action card that gives you plus 300 B power, and you do get to draw 3. Be careful playing this card. You do have a lot of low cost energy cards that do draw, so by the time you get to this, make sure you have the deck total that you want so you can even use it, because you don't want to deck yourself out and lose. That would be a shame. Then finally, before we flip through the flips, haha, no pun intended, I do have 2 Baku Roll, 6 energy to attach 2 Baku cores from the field to an open Bakugan. Just super good card there. If only it didn't cost 6 energy, could you imagine? So, now on to the last part of the deck profile. We do have Dazzle, 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Helix. Web Snare, 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Flaming Fist. Confuse, 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Flaming Fist or a Magic Shield. Deep Freeze, 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Orange Shield or a Helix Core. And then finally we have Rock Riser, 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Magic or Orange Shield. So that will do it for today's deck profile. As always, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the support. I hope you all have a fantastic night or day depending on when you're watching this. And remember, Bakugan Brawl!